Somebody did. And somebody just pushed the live button, so we're live right now.
Oh,
shit. Oh, shit. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Plastic Fanatics, the late night Aftercast, episode 109. I'm your host, Victory Saber 77. Yay! We got the Blast from the Past back this week, and I'm sure you guys can guess what it is, but we'll, I'll save it. Sure, you guys can guess, but it will be towards the end of the show. I will try and put a link in the description if you guys want to just go right to it, because I know some of this other stuff is just news and people may not want to know about it. But we're going to go over it anyways. So here we go. We'll do some introductions, go over any hauls that you have, and we'll get the show started. So, Charles.
What's up, man?
Not much. What up, Chuck?
What's up, Eric?
The lights are on. Tell us who you are and what you get for this week. In a sexy, deep voice.
I'm Charles. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Optimus4Prez.
Deeper.
As far as my hauls this week, I got a brand new Iron Man shirt. Star Wars Rebels Season 2 on Blu-ray, Captain America Civil War, the Steelbook Blu-ray, and the 30th anniversary of the original Transformers Steelbook Blu-ray.
Awesome. That thing was flying off the shelf.
That come out this week?
I know. I saw that on the Hangout. Everyone's like, "What'd you get today? What'd you get? What'd you get?" And he's like, "Did that come out? What? No?" Seemed like everyone got that. All right.
Yep.
Mr. Silver Age.
Hey, what's up, guys? Dust Mites in the hizzy for a short while here. I just popped in and say what's up to everybody. Listen to a little bit of news, and I got to go. I'm really happy to be here.
Awesome.
I got absolutely nothing. That's why I'm trying to sidetrack into away from my my haul. So I got the big deuce egg this week. Save it for that big thing called TFCon. But I will be at Skullfest next weekend, so that's a big point of this month. So
nice.
And I'm trying to get your Plastic Fanatics logo into my lower third.
Sorry. Darius, you're up next. Agent H.
What's up, nerd brethren? I got the same thing we pretty much did. Everybody else got the Steelbook Transformers 35th anniversary Blu-ray set. Some odds and ends from Hasbro, the Titan Return stuff. Actually, Takara Legends versions of Titan Return stuff. Scourge, Blur. I think that's about it. Besides the stuff I mentioned, like Computron and the other stuff from Hasbro. But that's about it.
Cool. Nice.
And I also will be making my appearance at Skullface next week.
No way. You're going to Skullfest?
Yeah, he's an hour away from me. I might as well.
Fuck out of here. Well, you better. It's 4 hours for me. Yeah. 4 hours for me, man. I'm riding with Tyler L. and Robert D. So that's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a riding with Robert D. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'll be showing up on Saturday.
Cool. All weekend thing?
Yeah,
he does that
the whole weekend. Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. I'm guessing you guys are going to watch the Transformers movie, maybe?
Who knows?
Since everyone just got it. I don't know. Mr. Shitpiece.
What's up?
Tell us how green you really are.
So green. Just so green. Anyways, Nick Brammer, you can find me on Facebook at Brammer_Nick on Twitter. And as far as hauls, the only thing new since last week is the Steelbook of the 30th anniversary Transformers.
It's another one.
Seeing a trend. I have a little bit to comment on that after I get done with my haul, but and Russ.
Guys, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, ROC page. I got the bullshit. And I got a couple of things. I got Marvel Legends Wolverine from Pinkerton. He was kind of the final one and sent it to me. And then I found Rogue in the wild.
Found what?
Rogue.
Oh, Rogue. Okay. I thought you said you
Yeah,
found some
Rogue.
rope in the
And,
wild. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what you're doing with
No,
that.
man. That's kind
I
of
was,
kinky.
I was just walking around and saw a piece of rope, and I said, "Hey,
Dude, this is my haul for the week.
you don't know what can happen with this one."
And I got, of course, I got the movie. I got Transformers Blu-ray like everyone else.
Awesome.
Join that club too.
Steelbook?
That's about it. You know,
No, Jam, he paid for it.
Steel.
You paid for it. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I walked into that one. Cool. All right. For me, I'm pretty sure you know who I am and all that. So I got the Transformers Steelbook 2. I wasn't planning on getting it. I went to Best Buy to pick up my Civil War Steelbook version, and I've been collecting those. I don't like the price point on those. I know Studio Dre and I were kind of talking about on IG, and I think it's too much. But while I was in there, I decided I'll look around and see if they have the Transformers Blu-ray and all that kind of stuff. And I found the Steelbook. They only had 2 copies, which was kind of weird. I grabbed one, and then right when I was sitting there, in the new release area, and I had to squat down a little bit, and I'm with my daughter, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get this, and there's a guy just kind of like pacing, and I'm like, should I fuck with this guy and just grab both, you know, and just like walk around and just see what happens and dangle it like a carrot. But I wasn't gonna be an ass, and I just grabbed one, and I walked away, and then I saw him jet over there and grab the last copy. I'm like, all right. My God,
why couldn't he just walk over there and just grab it? What's wrong with Transformers fans? Jesus Christ.
There's some
Going to take the press.
Unconfrontational motherfuckers, but you're the first ones to start going right to the keyboard. Unbelievable.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But I noticed that sold out pretty quickly because I was like, okay, I'm gonna just, do a Best Buy in-store search, and all the Best Buys in my area were gone out of it. So I'm like, wow. So, that was pretty cool. Welcome back, Russ. Glad you could be with us.
Alright, it's cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Now, do you think why it's like, they didn't really order that many? Like, stores only probably got like 5, maybe 6, 7 copies?
Probably. I mean, Best Buy was the only place that I saw that Steelbook. No one else had it.
Yeah, it's a 30-year-old movie. They think, if it's not a new release, they don't buy that. They don't stock that many.
Yeah. And that's why it's really fucking hard to find right now.
It's like,
but what? No, go ahead, Charles, real quick.
I was gonna say, real quick. I was gonna pick up mine from my only Best Buy, but they had a spot for it in the new release section, but it was empty. And I asked some of the employees, if they had it in the back, but like they had just opened, and I guess no one wanted to try to look through all the boxes. They would have to look through to find it. So the next day, I went to my local FYE, and they had 2, I think, like 2 or 3 of them on a counter on the side.
Well, so the Best Buy employees didn't even want to fuck with it. Didn't want to go to the back. They didn't want to do their job. Shout out to $8.75 an hour.
Steelbook in hand.
Yeah.
But now with the Steelbook, wouldn't it have been a little bit nice of Shout Factory to give us all the original extras that we got on the 20th anniversary and all that kind of stuff?
They didn't do that?
No.
Really? Holy shit!
Would have been nice.
It would have been nice. It has enough room on a Blu-ray to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at their
DVD.
Shout Factory's really cheap with that shit, man. I knew they weren't gonna do shit like that. I knew it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, they could have done it as a combo pack, so
Mhm.
you get the DVD also, and they could have done a better job on the digital download.
Yeah.
I believe it wasn't like, it's not iTunes friendly or something like, or Voodoo or something. I don't know.
No,
I think
I guess that's why it's on a torrent shit.
Yeah. So
once it's it out, it'll be on the YARG.
that's my little gripe on that. But what else did I get this week? I got some Player Arts Kai stuff. I got the Arkham Origins Robin, Arkham Knight Robin. So I'm all caught up and completed on those. Just waiting for Nightwing and Batgirl to drop. And so that's it. Trent, what's up, man? I'm glad you got in here.
Hey, what's up? Me too. Glad to be back. How's it going, fellas?
Awesome.
What up, T?
All right. What's up, man?
Trance?
Did you get anything this week?
Yeah, so I finally managed to grab me a Titans Return Wolf Wire.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, he's a cool figure.
Cool. Where'd you find him?
I found him at Walgreens of all places.
That's what I thought. Yep. Walgreens has.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Walgreens. Walgreens has.
Interesting. Cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome, though.
Yeah. And it's a good find.
You like it?
It is a cool figure.
Cool.
You know, different like the wolf mode, and I pretty much keep the cannon on the arm a little bit. So, but yeah.
Nice. All right. Now we're going to get into some shout outs, news, blast from the past, karaoke, maybe some dancing.
All
Ooh, we
right.
got people in the chat already. Nice. All right, let's see if I can do some screen sharing. Go there. Go here. Share. Present to everyone. There we go. Now, if you want to join the show, the link is on my Facebook page, the Victory Saber 77. It's also in the ROC Facebook group. So if you're part of the ROC, it's there also. And pop in, join us. Yeah. So, yeah, this isn't like a clue of what we're looking at today in Blast from the Past. This is just whatever, but we'll see. All right, so here's my plugs. We have the ETR, the Enter the Realm show every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me and the rest of the Jackals as we make fun of Harvey_Dent. Or,
Oh, man.
but
Now
he didn't
you're
clean his
gonna-
nails. I noticed that, so that's cool.
You're gonna rile him up for Monday now. Now he's gonna come there.
Savage.
Hopefully, we'll get the Savage on Monday. Everybody likes the Savage.
He's like a Dragon Ball character. He's normal. Got the Goku, just normal. But then when you just kind of poke the bear, he turns into Super Saiyan Dan, Super Saiyan 2. Oh God, we're getting 3. Oh shit, he's going God. He's over 9,000. But no, great show. Watch it. It's on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. The ROC Hangout is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hosted by Tommy Barricade, the ambassador, along with Eric and BX and occasional Kid Matt.
Occasional kid.
And we also have Figure Banging every other Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hosted by Ace Milo and the analyzer Brian Brink, and that should be this week.
Yeah, it should be. I don't know. Ace, what are you doing, buddy? Hit me up. Let me know.
Again, those shows are on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. Go over there, subscribe if you haven't, like, and do all that. They're also on iTunes. Enter the Realm is on iTunes, so give them a 5-star rating, because like Chris says, that's what the cool kids do. And speaking of, no, I'm not to that slide just yet. We're on a different slide. Forgot. The ROC pack. We have something for all you TFCon goers. We have the ROC pack, which is a shirt, as you can see. It does not have a question mark on it, and it does not say lock in your size by October 20th written on it either. It is a black t-shirt with a really nice design done by the one and only Jabotron. And if you pre-order to get your size, you also get 2 entries for a $100 Agabus giveaway. And that's for each order. So you get 2. So if you end up, buying 4, you get 8 entries to win a $100 gift certificate to Agabus that you do have to use at the show, but he's got a lot of great stuff, and I'm sure you can work out a deal with him too for other stuff. But totally go over to the Realm of Collectors webpage, www.realmofcollectors.com. Pre-order yours now, $30. Yeah, and there's a lot of other things I cannot discuss or give away anything. I'm under a gag order.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like an ROC loot crate.
Yes, but it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. So, and we are already a third of the way done. Are we a third or?
Yeah, I think we're a little bit more than that right now.
Yes.
I hope so.
So, yeah.
I was gonna say we're like an ROC loot crate, but better.
It is better.
Better to say.
It's a lot
Yeah,
better.
we're doing Dust Mites pops, vinyl pop figures.
I don't.
Oh,
It's gonna be one big round thing with a fucking black T-shirt on with a beer in his hand. So there it is, Dust Mites vinyl pop figures. That would be pretty cool.
That would be. All right, other shout outs and plugs. The Cool Table Podcast Network. If you're not familiar with them, well, you need to go follow the channel on Facebook. It is a group where like-minded collectors can come together. We're all located in one area, but we support each other, and it's just a really cool place to be. But we have Shattercast Uncut, Enter the Realm, Beer and Bolters 40K, Plastic Fanatics, which you're on right now, Nerd Rage Radio, Toy Detox, 8 weeks. So again, those are on YouTube. Majority of them are on YouTube. If you haven't gone over to subscribe and like, do that. Also, you can find them on iTunes or other types of means that you listen to podcasts. So there you go. That is one wicked looking table.
I know.
I'm trying to look at that like, wow. That's pretty cool.
That is the cool kids table.
It is.
yeah.
All right. Okay, moving on into the news and rants and shit that I just want to talk about. First up, we have Lion-O. Matty Collector had their sale this last Thursday. The first figure in the Thundercats Classics line went for sale for $30. For all you subscribers out there, it was $25, so we got a great deal, I guess. But it sold out within 10 minutes, so not bad for a line that's basically dead. So, who knows? I'm thinking that they do have some leftover stock that they might go on sale, probably closer around Christmas, like they've done in the past. Maybe, maybe not. They just need to get through this first wave, which isn't going to be actually shipped out until towards the end of the month. And once there's no more QC issues or the ones they have to replace, they'll probably just liquidate all the rest of them. But, quick question for you guys. So I posted up a, well, no, I don't want to give it away. That's probably, but have you ever had someone ask you for your digital copy just out of nowhere? You don't even know who this person is, and they just arbitrarily don't PM you. They don't do any of that. They just say, hey, they leave a comment on your video or picture saying, hey, are you using the HD copy of that movie? Don't even like what they're looking at. They're not even a follower or subscriber, but they ask you the question. Isn't that kind of, is that weird? Or am I just kind of like
weird?
Yeah.
That's a little odd.
Like, yeah, if you don't even know the person, you have no history with the person, you're like, what the hell? Like, no. I immediately go saying no. Like,
I don't even
who are
respond
you?
to
That takes some balls.
yeah, it does. I was like,
does.
got that.
It does.
What the hell? Who are you? So,
What happened?
I wasn't going to respond. I was going to tell him, fuck off, but that's just me internally. I wanted to do that, but I thought, what would Jesus do? And I said no.
Probably Jesus would say fuck off.
Throw that sandal at his head. Get the hell out of here. I will not allow thee to have bread. All right, so other news we have, which is kind of cool, and I didn't spell it right here. Ninjak, which is really cool because if you're a Valiant not old school, I guess 90s comic book nerd, Valiant really was pushing DC and Marvel during that time frame. And one of the titles that came out of, I think he spawned out of Bloodshot, was Ninjak. It was Bloodshot 6 and 7. Or 5 and 6 on one of those. But getting a live action web series, I think that's pretty cool. We'll feature
Yeah.
Bloodshot, Exo Man of War, Eternal Warrior, Time Walker, Faith, Divinity, and Savage. So what do you guys think?
I'm excited for it because I was a big Valiant fan back in the day, especially with Ninjak when Joe Quesada drew him.
Yes.
It looked really great, and I like Bloodshot. I like the Eternal Warrior, Exo Manowar. I think they're all great characters during that time period too. Which Violent is slowly coming back with their new comic book line. So I'm excited. I hope they do it well, especially since it's gonna be a web series. They shouldn't have much limitation for like censorship and and things like that, depending on who's gonna if it's gonna be in like something like a Maximina or whatever, then who knows? But I'm excited, so we'll see.
Cool.
He looks cool.
He looks
I like the
Is
way he
anyone
looks.
on the panel familiar with Valiant Comics?
Yeah, I'm just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I've heard of them. I heard of it, but I never really was big into it. But
Rise, Solar Man of the Atom, Harbinger.
Turok.
I remember.
Turok.
I think I actually did once read an issue of Exo Man, not Exo Man, or Magnus the Robot.
Yeah, Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus. Yeah,
They're all from the old school e-comics or whatever back in the day. Hell, they even had they crossed over into Dark Horse, Magnus versus Predator.
Yeah,
Predator.
that was a
But
good
yeah,
one.
that was
But all right, moving on. Quick plug: Emerald City Comic Con 15th anniversary. Tickets go on sale October 19th. It's an early show. It happens in March 2nd to the 5th, 2017. And then it's going to actually have Stan Lee's last appearance at Emerald City Comic Con.
Wow.
So if you're in the Pacific Northwest and you've always wanted to meet Stan the Man Lee, this is the year. So unless you want to travel out to wherever else, but I think that's pretty cool. All right, moving on. All right, I saw this. We went over some rumors last week, and I thought, let's keep the rumor going. So, Titan returns. We have a whole bunch of
some new names.
New names on here that potentially could be in the works. Little Titan Masters. I'm not going to go through all of them. I mean, I should, I guess, because for the audio listeners. We got Petro, which is what? Swoop, Sawback, Fangry, Overboard, Grotesque, Ranger, Hosehead, RC. RC is going to be a Titan Master. Oh, the little girl. Oh, okay, cool. Battle Trap, Rapungus, Shuffler, Terrazer, Optimus Prime, because we can't have too many Optimus Primes.
Yeah.
So. And Titan Class Triptychon, which we already knew. And I like how this says, really not sure where, but Flywheel, Shockwave, and Abominus. So, I don't know. I know Agent H can't really speak live on the air about this, so sucks to be live listeners, but we'll get to listen to this afterwards when we're not live. So if you want to join, you definitely want to join for that talk.
Yeah.
Next up, Voyagers. We got Megatron, Optimus, Broadside, Blitzwing, Octane, Snapdragon, 8-Base. Those two Voyagers. Wow.
Yes.
I can comment on Optimus, Megatron, of course, Blitzwing, Octane, of course. 8-Face, yes, and Snapdragon, yes. Broadside, question mark.
Why is 8-Face a Voyager?
That I don't know. He should be in the actually deluxe, so that's wrong.
Yeah, was he a bigger?
No,
in the G1 was he a bigger figure?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was a bigger figure.
All of them were big figures back then.
Was he a bigger con?
Yeah.
All the headmasters were big figures back then,
Yeah.
But
Snapdragon.
Everyone loved a good
bigger,
large headmaster.
Jesus.
Snapdragon 8-Face was a bit bigger though, weren't they?
But isn't it true that we got a Titan Master 8-Face?
I thought that was that little.
Yeah, 8-Face.
So
kind of
using the name twice. Yeah, it's kind of weird how they're using the name twice.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think this is I don't know what's up.
This is not really. I know. We'll talk after the live.
Nice, I like it.
Stay on the Hasbro gay shade.
Yes.
Leader, I could definitely
Stay
confirm.
quiet.
Leader, definitely 6-shot, and we'll
Overlord.
talk. We'll talk after.
Ooh.
I can.
Sky Shadow, Overlord, and Deathsaurus.
There's
And we've seen
one-
these names last week too on.
Yeah,
Our little
there's one.
thing, too.
There's definitely confirmed. Besides 6-shot, there is one I can definitely confirm.
Can I just tell you guys this right now? Is like with these names that we're seeing here right now, they're not your normal Transformer names.
Nope.
Not all of your regular normal Transformer collectors or Transformer fans know about these names, and the fact that Hasbro is bringing in characters to their line now that may introduce these new guys or someone who doesn't really know about these guys, bring it into their way where they're going to like where these come from, and then they go into the Japanese shows is incredible. It's great. And
Yeah.
it's just going to open up a fucking door for guys like us because now the club is getting bigger. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Every one of those leaders had a big role in IDW's comic books.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And
Well, do you see where that's coming from? It's
Right.
no different from back in the '80s when G.I. Joe had their book or Transformers had their book, and Hasbro was telling them what characters to put in there, and you know what I'm saying. So it's the same shit. It's just coming back in cycles.
As well, what Dustin's saying to add more to that, people kind of saying we're sick or tired of the same guys being reused and reused. And look, because we can't do Hound again, we can't do Prowl again.
Yeah.
We can't use those guys for the last Combiner Wars all over again because that recycle period is not up yet. So we need to tap deeper in Transformers mythos for characters that never been released in toy form, that we have the technology now to make them into toy form or a better toy version of them to put them on the forefront. So that's why we're seeing these guys. But there's 2 guys on that list besides 6-shot I can confirm. So
It's just great. It's just great to see this coming to the table for these kids that don't have no clue, because then they're gonna look at the shout. They're gonna go to YouTube and they're gonna look for the downloads and they're gonna go to the shout DVDs and see what we've been enjoying for years.
They're gonna go to YouTube, look up Overlord, look up there's a G1. Then they're gonna go and ask. They're gonna find out the price and they're like, oh shit, no,
oh my god, fuck that out of here, kid. and that's where Hasbro says, buy ours for $40.
Yep.
Buy ours for $40.
Yeah.
Now, do you think Overlord? It won't have 2 heads, obviously, but there's 2 characters, Gig and Mega. It would be cool if it like worked itself into a way that it changed genders when you put the heads on there. So I don't know.
We'll talk.
It's kind of cool. All right, moving on. Deluxes. We have Getaway, which we've seen. Hot Rod, we've seen. Double Cross, we've seen. Trigger Happy, no.
There's a new one in this.
Quake, Croc. Interesting. Topspin, Cup, Perceptor, Crosshairs, Slug Slinger, Misfire, Needle Nose, and Nightbeat.
Croc is one of the scavengers in IDW with Misfire and Needle Nose.
That's cool. Then we should get a Grimlock. Oh, maybe that's a Dinobot.
I've heard.
Maybe not. I don't know.
No, it's not Dinobot.
Yeah. Hello, Kitty?
That's Wookie, my bad.
Oh, no, it's all right.
She's trying to fucking kill me again.
But again, I like how these are kind of giving us hope. Kind of, they can't all be correct. Maybe they are. That'd be great too. But
it seems like they're getting close. They're close enough, right?
They're getting close. They're getting close.
They're really close enough.
I wouldn't say. Okay, I can.
I mean, what's Perceptor? What do you think? Perceptor is going to look like a fucking. I don't know. With the way they're going with this, it's going to be a fucking dolphin. I don't think.
Animorphs, bring them back. Yeah, we'll see. Legends here. We got the Sharkticon, which we already knew. Cliff Jumper is probably going to be redecoed from the Bumblebee. Beachcomber, nice. Huffer, Sea Spray, Cosmos, Hubcap, Chase, Freeway, Searchlight.
Another Cosmos. They just did that.
Yeah, I love that Cosmos that we got. Sea Spray is long overdue. I know that's good. Beachcomber, yeah.
You can scratch Huffer. You can scratch him off. You can scratch.
The Throttle Bots, no.
So there's no Huffer?
We already got a Huffer. Combiner Wars. Too early in that list. Unless they make him unless they remove him off that Legends. Unless they move him off the Legends and put him at a Titan Master, then yes. But as a Legends, I really
No Hugh Huff?
Was that the pipes from the Pipes mold?
Yeah.
Which was from the Optimus Prime mold?
Optimus
So
Prime.
maybe it'll be Pipes. Maybe they just got the name.
They already did Pipes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did.
He was in the last one.
Look at me in my Hasbro knowledge. The new Hasbro knowledge is not there.
Well, here's something that's interesting. Box sets. All right. Fastlane, Cloud Ranger, so you get the clones. Tidal Wave in a 2 set. That makes kind of sense. It's kind of cool. Pounce Wingspan, Quick Switch, God Bomber, Nautica, and Tidal Wave again. So someone needs to kind of look at what they're right there. But,
yeah, we already talked about this last weekend, so we already know about two sets already.
Yeah.
So
go check out last week's episode. But again, it's really good stuff. I know Dust mentioned it. It's really breaking ground into the Japanese lore, big time. I like the fact that we're getting the Headmasters, we're getting the Super God Master Force in a way. We are getting some pretender characters, whether or not they represent their pretender form or their robot mode, who knows. But that's cool. Maybe we'll get into Victory.
And quick little rant. Why is Jazz is not on this goddamn list? I'm just saying.
He's hating it.
Every fucking Transformer known to man has been released, some Combiner and all this shit, but not one damn Jazz is on
All
this
I have to
list.
say is maybe the Scat Man did something wrong back in
I don't know. He's correct.
Scat Man did something wrong.
I don't know.
He's blackballed. He's on the list. It's not happening, Captain.
Jazz.
Not out to the Silver Streak.
Maybe there was something in it. There was something in his will. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. The lawyers had something to do with it.
Jazz
I don't know.
is never showing up his face.
Shout out to
again.
Scat Man, bro. But like I said, it's really cool that maybe like this will spark some interest in these new kids or people that don't know.
Well, how about this right here? Toys R Us Japan website exclusive. RID Jeffrey Prime coming out in October 2016. We all love this.
Is it really called Jeffrey Prime?
Yes.
Oh wow, it is called Jeffrey Prime.
Jeffrey Prime.
To a Toys R Us delivery truck.
How cool is that?
I like the stars.
I'll buy it for $1.
Now it is funny. There's a quick little story that's probably not going to be entertaining, but I went into a Toys R Us with my son once, and there was Jeffrey walking around, talking to kids or whatever. I think there's maybe a birthday party. That's why someone was dressed up like him. But scared the living shit out of my son. Did not want anything to do with him. Ran away, and it was just hilarious. The guy felt really bad and everything, but I was like, wow. But it's one of those awkward moments where he's trying to make it better, but it's like, dude, I think you're not going to make it better. He's, the volume level's going up. I don't want to leave because I'm here to shop. Even though I brought a kid, that's my kind of, bounce off. This is what I'm kind of in here for. But come on. It's like, you're not going to make it better. So keep it. But it was funny.
Bounce, Draft.
Yeah, get the hell out of here, Draft, before I ride your ass over to the Transformer section. Here we have something else, which I love at times what Takara does. We have the Transformers Legends LG-09 Brainstorm. This is the Generations Voyager class Brainstorm, and we're getting a reissue of it. That makes a lot of sense since we're getting a Titans Master. But hey, I guess if you guys missed out on this one, you now have an
Yeah.
opportunity to get it.
It's a better
But-
figure than the deluxe.
Didn't Takara do a version of the Titan Masters one as well?
Oh yeah, there's a Titan.
So they're doing
Yeah.
this, and they're doing this again. Wow.
They're just
Okay.
re-releasing. Yeah, they've done it with Optimus Primal, which made sense. But this one, since you're already getting a already new brainstorm that fits in
Yeah.
with the rest of the Headmaster, team, doesn't really make sense. But
It doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
but then if it's people who collects the older generations and legend stuff who prefers this brainstorm, then knock themselves out. I mean, it's a great figure, no doubt, But again, it's like, why would
Yeah,
you
that's true.
reissue it? It's a little 2 years too late to reissue it,
just seems
Yeah.
to be a waste
That's
of a
my
spot.
opinion, and I'm not getting in trouble for saying that, but my opinion. Yeah, oh well.
Nobody's
You could
watching.
repaint it.
You can say whatever the fuck you want. They ain't watching you, man. Not yet.
Not yet.
Phone's not tapped.
Not
Computer's
yet.
not tapped.
Once we see a spike in some sort of view on any of our shows go to like 32 fucking thousand, then we know, yeah, they're watching.
They're watching. Oh yeah.
They're watching. Oh, they're watching hard.
But the nice thing, though, found out that Takara Tommy Mall has some pre-orders for a September 6th release. We got the Rat Trap coming back, Masterpiece, Ravage, Rumble, Frenzy, Buzzsaw, but we got Grand Galvatron and Grand Convoy coming back. That's nice. So, I know that the Grand Galvatron goes for some stupid money right now.
Yeah, it sold out like hotcakes. They were surprised, but yeah.
All right, this is a surprise. We're looking at the TFCon now, 2016, Chicago exclusive Mastermind Creations Anubis, their Death's Head. I didn't know that they were making this a con exclusive.
Yeah, me too. I was kind of pissed, but oh well.
But
well, hopefully, I'm hoping to think that maybe after that they'll re-release it to mass production or whatever. But yeah, because they're gonna put this on eBay for a crazy amount of price. So
yeah,
so oh well, it is what
based
it is.
off of the Jagertron Lockdown, just retooled, but it's back shot. Ooh. Look at that sexy back.
Yeah, I wish they didn't do that exclusive, but hey, I have no control. It's great looking figure.
Figure.
From the UK Transformers series, comic series. For all the people who don't know,
Death's
Head. Who is he? I don't know.
They can Google him.
Google.
All I know is he's cool looking, though. I like him.
Yeah, I mean, I read him when I was a kid, so I really.
Yeah, I know Death's Head. He's a friend of mine. I
wonder if
I know who that guy is.
He's like,
Do I care to get him at TFCon? No, but
No.
I know he's a good friend of mine.
I know what I'm gonna do for a parody show now.
I don't know, Dust. You could buy him and then sell him, man. Scalp his ass.
Yeah, I'm
Scalp
sure
that
it's
ass.
you know what? One thing we know about TFCon exclusives,
Leave no hair behind.
there's gonna be way more left over than we
Yeah,
thought.
That's true.
that's true.
I mean, BBTS is still trying to get rid of that Syndicus from last year.
Yeah, you know what? Ace Milo's still trying to get rid of that black Ironhide.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Goose Milo.
Yep.
He's trying to get full fucking dollar in the
Voodoo,
group.
right?
Drop that shit to $40 and just price it to sell. Get it out of here. Goose.
That's awesome.
Next up is Mastermind Creations Coulter Tarn.
Cutler.
And this thing's coming out in November this year, going for $120. And a
Nice
lot of the
price.
e-tailers
Nice price.
No.
are already sold out on their
Yeah, man. Everybody's done with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off. I am that I missed out on the pre-order for this. Shit. I was so freaking mad.
Yeah, don't worry about it because once they're released in stores, it's still, and you can still get it that way.
So what?
I mean, you can still get them on the sites that's pre-order because they have a number for pre-order
Yeah.
and they have a number in stock for their warehouse, so you can still
Yeah, but
get them.
but I heard it is going to be limited. They're like limiting how much of this they're putting out right now. I mean, how many they're going to be, how many they're going to be available to a lot of the e-tailers. So
You better
I'm
drink a
gonna be
lot
pissed.
of coffee and wait all night, bro.
We'll see.
Yeah, I
Pressing
know.
that refresh button. Swear to
I got something working out with someone. We'll see what
Alright.
happens. I'm hoping I get my hands on it. I got a little something going on.
Some
We'll see.
hey.
Yo, anybody, just hit up Hanny's. Just hit up Agabus and see what's up with it.
Yeah, he
And
looked
how do you
up.
do that again?
You just hit up Hanny Agabus on fucking Facebook.
I know. I just like that in the kick.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Shout out to fuck J. Roos. That unsocial motherfucker. That unsocial motherfucker that he is.
But this is
It looks great, though.
these are final picks, and it looks good. So
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Look at that head.
Look how menacing he looks. He's fantastic, man.
I can't wait to take that out.
Man.
So this is removable, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$120 ain't too bad.
Not bad.
Yikes.
We're gonna want him anyways, and he's not too small either. I mean, there he is with the rest of the guys.
Mhm.
Anarchus, Archaon, Cynicus.
So he looks like he's gonna be like Hexatron size, probably.
Yeah, he's
probably.
8 inches.
Maybe a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking good. I still want a nickel. I know we're getting all the rest of them, but we're not. I don't think we're getting a nickel though.
What's a nickel?
5
So
cents.
the little dog.
I don't.
Little. She's a little firecracker.
I don't IDW, bro.
You don't. Oh man. Well, it's okay.
I dropped out a long time ago, man. Couldn't handle the fucking selfies and the robots taking selfies and hanging out in a bar with dogs and stuff like that. I just couldn't do it.
Robots are people too, man. They just
Yeah,
need
well,
to
you know,
relax.
not in my world.
Sentient beings.
See, I want one of these big city bots to like have their alt mode as a resort for other bots. You know, so slides, you know, all that type of stuff. You know, screw these cities. You know, I want a resort bot.
Come on, knock on my door.
There you go. I want the love boat.
That's gonna be Hasbro's broadside.
Exactly. What I want.
Club paradise for the Cybertronians.
Oh yes. Next up, we're looking at Mastermind Creations, Titanica, aka Strika.
Yeah.
Beast of a woman, but she's great. If you're a Beast Machines fan, and also in comics and all that, but that's where it's at. And without her, we wouldn't be able to get a Roadbuster. But good vehicle mode. Nice.
Yeah.
$115. Again, prices could vary. Just to throw that out there. This is just what the normal e-tailers across the board
Mhm.
will be charging. And there's a Roadbuster, which he's 110. Not bad.
For that price, I'd probably lean in and get him. But
Yeah.
I still like my Hasbro guy, not being biased, but I just like that generation Roadbuster, especially all the armaments you can hang on him. Yeah.
That's true.
But this Roadbuster looks damn good too.
Yeah, I mean, it's right out the comic. That's what's
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
And that's what's great about MMC. If they really jump on this line, they could really go far with this because there's a lot of IDW fans.
Oh yeah.
And if they could find that little notch in the fucking game, they got it. They could lock it down.
Yep.
They really can because nobody else is doing that.
And no one's not doing it, and plus these are chuck sizes too.
Yeah.
Chuck
So,
sizes as
still holding
well.
on, still holding on.
Mhm.
For all you chug guys that are still holding on.
We love it. We love
Like
it.
you holding on to those boxes behind you, bro.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You know what? This room would really look good with a light battleship gray going
Light
on.
battleship gray.
And like a satin finish with a trim. All right, bro.
I got you. You're number 2 on the list.
All right, come on up and take care of it.
Yeah, you know what? I never got my hands on the Generations Roadbuster, and so this I don't know. I kind of like this. I'm interested in this guy.
If you're a records guy, yeah, and you don't have that Generations Roadbusters, that will be up your alley, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, this kind of.
I mean,
I like the
honestly,
way it looks pretty cool.
about a year and a half ago, I would have been all up on this.
Needs to come with
Yeah.
the tarantulas, though. That would have been nice. But
That's not bad.
Yeah, it looks a good transformation.
next up is
Yeah,
Mastermind
love it.
Creations Oberon, aka Obsidian. Another Beast Machines, another General, goes with Striker.
Mm.
$89.99, coming out in January 2017, which is very interesting because their repaint, retooled version of this as Whirl comes out a month before.
Yeah, which I'm definitely I already pre-ordered him because I want that world. Get rid of that piece of shit generation.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the generation's not bad, but I do like the fact that you can combine his legs here for Oberon, for Obsidian.
Yeah.
That's cool. Reminiscence of the show. And there's
Look at
Whirl.
that. Look at that. That is a nice looking retool.
Turban is what they're calling him.
Is that how he looks like in the comic now?
Yes.
Yeah.
When did that change?
In More Than Meets the Eye, I think.
Blasted off into space.
Because I remember he was looking like he was looking like the Generations World for a while. And
Yeah,
that's when I stopped. That's right about the time when I started reading.
Yeah, I think they blew him up at one point and they put him back together. And
Pulled an Ultra Magnus on them.
Oh, it's the one where Fort Max was gonna. What did he stick him with a knife or something?
Yeah, Fort Max. He was fucking hating the world, man. He was afraid of everybody. Everybody was a dope. Oh, he was crazy in that shit. That's what I remember. He's like, what? Who? Where? What? Are you? No, he is. No, you are.
All right. Next up is the Iron Factory EX17L Nomarune. I guess they're IDW Drift. It is sold as a set. We'll look at the other counterpart here in a second, but it is coming out in October of this year, going for $70 for the set.
And that's one of those little butt plug guys, right?
Yep.
$70 for a butt plug. Holy shit!
But it's two figures. It's not just one.
I don't give a fuck how many. 70. Shout out to Robert D. Man, those fucking butt plugs.
Ace Milo. I mean, I know those guys are getting them.
Yeah,
but here's the other counterpart, EX17S Muramasa.
Deadlock. Oh, so you get Deadlock with it, so it's a 2-pack.
Yeah,
that's what we said.
Shout out to
set.
Yeah, my issue, I'm gonna probably get him, but the problem is that they got lazy and didn't paint his head. It's like we could have painted the head black for a Deadlock.
Well, maybe I mean that's what you're seeing him now, so I'm sure it's gonna be a little different at final.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
It definitely looks good if you're already collecting the Iron Factory line. And it is nice that you're getting a lot of these really great characters.
Well, if you think about it, the price point is like probably for 2 Takara figures, 2 Takara Deluxes of a Hasbro Deluxe, but you're getting a better articulated, better detailed figure with a little bit of a smaller scale, you know? So you're definitely making out here. They are definitely found their niche, and it's pretty dope. It's not for me, but it's dope.
So I'm gonna go right on my Fort Max display.
Now, did Drift look like that in vehicle mode in the comic?
That's the Cybertronian mode, but he looks more like a car than this. But you know, I'm gonna keep him in robot mode regardless. So
yeah.
All right. Next up, out of Transformers into Star Wars, we have the case assortment. This is what you will be getting in the first case for Rogue One. So you're going to get 2 of the robot there. I forgot his name. Much don't really care, but K something, I forgot his name. But you're going to get 2 gens. You're going to get 2 of the Stormtroopers, 2 Kylo Rens. You're going to get only 1 of the Rebels. So you're only going to get 1 Sabine and 1 Kanan in Stormtrooper outfit. And then you're also getting another character. But I don't know. I really don't collect the 3 3/4 inch that much anymore. I'm really tired of their going backwards. 5 points for articulation. They need to just give us what they gave us during the Clone Wars stuff and what the Black Series 3 3/4 inch Black Series, all that type of stuff is. But you know, who knows? All right. We have another exclusive. We have the Sergeant Jin Urso 6-inch Black Series figure. This is going to be a Kmart exclusive. So there you go.
You know, Jamie, you really need like a little sample. Go exclusive for the bomb sound. Throw those hip hop mix DJs.
Get that John Cena music going. Dun, 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 dun.
Da, 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 da. Exclusive. Yeah. Da, 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 da. We'll work on that.
Yes, they may.
I think it would enhance it for the iTunes listeners. You know?
It would.
Yeah.
Instead of this just monotone. All right, this is so much.
All of a sudden, you can be saying, "Hey guys, I got an exclusive." Boom! Da, 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 da.
I don't even think we need to say exclusive. Just key the music and they know. They just like, oh man,
I can sit here and do it for you. So
go 10 minutes worth of that song and like, oh damn.
I guess we got an exclusive coming up.
What I really want to do as like a gag show is I was going to put a description of what we're going to be looking at, but I was just going to have the Google picture, just logo, and just say, Google it if you want to know the picture. Just talk about it. So we're going to be looking at Star Wars.
We could do that. We could do it on an off week.
Google it. For all you Marvel Select fanatics out there, we have a unmasked Captain America. So there you go. From Civil War.
They still
Disney
make
Store
selects?
exclusive.
I didn't know they still make selects.
Yeah.
Lex is going on strong, man.
I'm new to all of this. I'm new to Legends. I'm new to Selects. So I didn't know. I thought this was an older line.
It is an older line. It's older than the Legends line, but it's still going strong.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And it's a lot of Disney Store exclusives and stuff like that, or online exclusives. But yeah, it's still going. Looks good. You do get the alternate masked head, so that's cool. You get the also saluting hand, shield gripping hand, fist hand, and you get a diorama in the background. Not too bad. All right, some other figures. We have the first look. We mentioned this during the San Diego Comic Con.
Is that a figure or a statue?
That is a 1/4-inch scale NECA movie Turtles figure, and we're looking at Donatello.
Damn. That's a fine looking figure.
Awesome.
It's a statue.
So yes,
Looks amazing.
definitely on board with this. They're making it
Yes.
Deadpool. They made their Batman, Superman, or Man of Steel, even the Christopher Reeves, all that. So now we're getting the movie Turtles. It'll be about
Did a
$100
good
a
job.
pop.
Check that shit out, yo.
Damn.
That looks really good.
Yeah.
Pizza slice,
I like
ooze
that a lot.
container.
A lot of detail on that, man.
Yeah.
A lot of detail.
Detailed in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Look at the skin. Like the skin tones on it. It's got like
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the price
Looks
point on it?
amazing.
About 110. Last time I checked.
179.
99. Not here. But yeah, these look good, and a lot better if than those Playmates turtles that you saw kicking around Walmart, Toys R Us. We got Playmates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely on board with that. But I'm definitely on board with this.
I know you are.
Oh man, you've been pumping this for a week now.
Yeah, when I saw before you posted it, I saw a picture at work, and I said, "Oh, Jam is definitely." on it."
Yep.
And I'm all over this sucker. So this is the Players Kai Marvel variant Wolverine. We saw this at Comic Con, but now we see it with some paint,
Yeah.
and it
He
looks really good.
Damn.
Vicious,
Yeah.
vicious.
Yeah,
Best there is at what he does.
you got that right, bub.
Like I was really excited about my Marvel Legends Wolverine. Now I just want to like put him in the background now. This thing is sick. Oh, I gotta give you one of these.
Yeah, it looks good.
Wow.
Price
Yeah.
point's gonna be like the standard Players Kai stuff, so it's gonna be $149.99, which really
I'm sure.
sounds fast, but
99.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Charles,
sure
you
why I
getting
need that sword.
Charles, you buying it?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, yeah, looks good.
This is great.
Can't wait if they do an alternate color, kind of like they were doing with the Spider-Man, Venom, and Iron Man. So maybe we'll get a brown suit or something. Yeah, yourself. I want it.
Deadpool.
I want to see his X-Force suit.
X-Force, yeah. But now we're looking at Deadpool. No color. I don't know why they couldn't color this sumbitch up, but
Yeah.
comes with a lot of accessory pieces. He comes with 3 heads. Interesting. And none of them are unmasked.
That's really strange. Yeah, one of them, like the one on the left, looks more like a Deathstroke face. That one, yeah, and Deadpool. But we'll see when it looks like in color.
But yeah, I'm all over this.
Yeah, it's looking good so far. Really good.
I just have to find a room. Damn. I will buy this too since I'm creating more of a gaming shelf. But we got the Players Kai, Gears of War, Marcus Phoenix.
You know, maybe 5 years, 6 years ago, I'll probably be on it. But now, you know, even though I still love Gears of War, and I can't wait for Gears of War 4 to come out to play, but at this point in time, if it's on clearance on GameStop, I'll definitely grab them. But I ain't paying $150 for them right now. But it looks great.
That's the shitty part is the 150. But
Yeah.
I know some places like on eBay, and you can get some of the BVS figures. You can get them right. I've seen them as low as $50, and those aren't the KOs. So, what else is next here? Up next is the SH Monster Arts Super Mecha Godzilla Limited Edition, released in 2017.
Whoa.
$115.
Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah. Looking good.
Is that okay? That's Mecha Godzilla, right?
It is from the Godzilla vs. Mecha Godzilla 2 movie. It does come with the accessory piece that was very, very expensive back in the day that you could buy for Mecha Godzilla.
Oh, so that's Kiryu?
In a way, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, you get that piece. We'll look at it here in a second, but looks good.
Nice.
I don't know what the whole limited edition. I thought it was just a their color variant that they usually do, but I'm not sure if it's actually like the quantity.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks awesome.
Tell me how much this takes you back to your childhood, man. Remember watching the Godzilla movies, you know, and then they would come on like the middle of the day or some shit like that. And I mean, Mecha Godzilla was so damn cool.
TBS.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Mecha Godzilla was just like, I don't know. Whenever I would see a movie with him in it, I'd get more excited. You know, I was, it's gonna be about it's what I want to see with Mecha Godzilla.
So there's a jet that can combine with it. Forgot what its name is. Garuda or I don't know, Guardia. Something. And watched those movies for a while. But yep, there it is. That's really nice. All right, now it's time for Blast from the Past. Kind of told you guys it was a short news week, so got that. All right, so here we go. Blast from the Past. Captain Planet. That's what we're looking at. You guys thought we were looking at Visionaries. You guys are just gullible. So, and we were talking about TBS, so it was a good segue. So it was pretty good. So, no, actually, we're not. We're talking about Visionaries. So, I probably disappointed a lot of people. Like, oh yes, it's Captain Planet. No, it's not.
No,
you know, either way, it's good, dude.
So, Visionaries, Knights of the Magical Light. It is a time when magic is more powerful than science. And only those who control the magic control destiny. They are the Visionaries. And I'm not gonna sing the song and all that, but it was a great intro. Now, not to be confused with the Tonka line, the Supernaturals. Which we know they have holograms. Are they the same? No, they're not. But I just
they were not.
They're not that cool. Visionaries. We had 2 teams. We had the Spectral Knights, the good guys, And then we had the Darkling Lords, the bad guys. Enough of that. Original air date was September, and it lasted till December of the same year, which was 1987. It was a Sunbow production, and it basically got canceled the same time Sunbow and Hasbro went their separate ways. That's where we saw the end of G.I. Joe. The movie was the end of G.I. Joe, and the Rebirth was the end of Transformers, everything else. Episode count was 13. Glorious.
For some reason, I thought it went on way longer than that.
Well, I'm glad you're on the show to know that it did not.
No, I was watching it earlier today to kind of catch up. But
yes. All right, so like always, I'm not going to go over any of the DVD releases because there hasn't really been an official one. There was one that was released in the UK, I believe, and then the one like I have is an unofficial bootleg. Quality's okay, and that's where I had to get a couple of the pictures for the show portion, but I didn't really do anything. I'm hoping since now it's been reacquired by Hasbro or it's in the works of doing something, maybe Shelf Factory will release it if they can get their hands on it. I don't know, but we'll see. But we have the comic book. It only lasted 6 issues. Unfortunately, when it got canned, the comic book got canned along with the toy line, and they were already in mid-story arc, so you don't get to finish that story arc either, which is kind of weird.
Sucks.
Yeah.
But decent artwork. Giant size, #1. And it would have been cool if they would have been able to get a hologram on here like they did with the Spider-Man anniversary issues. But
Yeah.
well. 3 and 4. It was also released in the UK, which we'll be taking a look here in a second. I saw this, so I thought, what the hell, put it out. On sale now from Marvel Comics, even though it was Star Comics first, even though that's just a subsidiary of Marvel, but spring special. And then this is the UK. I believe this only lasted 3. Could be wrong.
Wow.
So, and yeah, so all right. Now this was a Kickstarter project that was a couple years back, I believe. I think it was a couple years back, but it's the Knights of the Magical Light Collector's Guide. It's 54 pages. It's a really well done picture guide of everything and anything about Visionaries. Got the toys, you got stuff that was in the works but never got around to actually mass produced. You got production samples, all that type of stuff. It's a really great book if you can find it. That's where I got some of these pictures, but we're going to look at the cartoon, starting off with the leader of the Spectral Knights. We're looking at Leoric. He was voiced by Neil Ross. His animal totem is the lion, as you can see. He was one of the lucky few that had a staff totem, which was wisdom. And then I have the little chant, which I think for a kid, really, I never memorized anything, but I did memorize this stuff. The whispered secrets of a shattered age. I summon you, renew this sage. Yeah. Pretty good. Figures there. They were the same type of figure as your Real American Hero G.I. Joe 3 3/4 inch line, but they were bigger though.
Bigger.
Yeah. They had removable helmets.
He's the only one I had.
Was the only one you had?
Yep.
Cool. 1987 release on all the toys. Not too bad. And who didn't like holograms back in the day? Back in the day, holograms, awesome.
Yeah, they're great.
Unfortunately, collecting these things now, holograms don't really hold the test of time.
Yeah.
So, next up is Arzon. He was voiced by Hal Rayleigh. He is Snarl, and I forgot Shrapnel, Transformers. So animal totem was the eagle, staff totem is knowledge, bearer of knowledge. Iwimethon and Morisad, awake my mind, thy will be wrought. Come out. This big old brain. Talk some nonsense. Tarzan toy form, not too bad. It's a small toy line also. You had 4 good guys, 4 bad guys, and then you had 2 vehicles on each side also, unfortunately. But we'll look at a lot of the prototypes and the things that should have come. But now we're looking at Cryotech, voiced by Bernard Erhard. His animal totem is the bear. Staff totem is strength. 3 sons alive. Performs our light and feel the archer's bow is mine. I'm not going to read these anymore. There you go. I guess I should for the audio listeners. But I do get a kick out of these pictures that I can find with the old school price tags like Pay and Save or KBs and all that. I'm like, oh my God, I remember Pay and Save. Charges $5, man. But
the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days. You got Witter Quick, voiced by Jim Cummings. Animal totem is Cheetah. Staff totem is the light speed. Sees these feet on the driving gale, makes with Dewey's legs or land. I sail. It's a suggested group. G1 Transformers restoring honor of G1. This was only $1 at KB's back in the day. Not too bad.
Good Lord. That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. Who didn't go into KB's with a red marker? I didn't. Statute of limitation? Nope. Can't. Yeah, no. Now we're moving into some of the non-staffed dudes here. We're looking at Ektar, who was voiced by Michael McConaughey, who is Trax, or D from Vampire Hunter D. Animal totem is Fox. Vehicle totem was the Lancer cycle, but he had protection. And we never saw this in the show. Shield this craft from one and all, reflect, deflect, oppose, and fall. So, hey, I can hear myself. That is awesome.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. And here's the actual toy that it came with, the Lancer Cycle. This is probably out of the 4 the easiest and cheapest to get. Not too bad. Kind of got a derpy smile. But it's all good.
He likes mustard on his biscuits.
No way. I'm a princess. But now next up is Farrell, voiced by Bo Weaver. Animal totem was the wolf. Vehicle totem was fire. He was the driver of the captured chariot. Draw upon the breath of stars and scorch the skies with fiery scars. That's kind of not very good guy-like, but again, we never heard the drivers chant these things. We did see the powers and all that, but we never heard the stuff. But and there's a toy, a little bit larger vehicle.
Yeah, it's like gigantic one. It's great.
And then
was that the only way you could get Feral?
Yes, those were the only ways. Yes, for Feral, Ektar, for Recon that we'll see, and Mordred. Galadriel here was voiced by Susan Blue, and we never did get a figure of hers. So I'm hoping with Visionaries being etched into Hasbro's workings, I'm hoping we get her. But her animal totem was the dolphin. Staff, if she had one, was supposedly healing. So by warmth of heart, your pain I feel, grant me the power, your wound to heal. Aw.
It's very sensitive.
It is. Oh. Good old RC. Next up is the leader of the Darkling Lords, Darkstorm, voiced by Chris Latta. Animal totem was the mollusk. What a shitty totem to get. Yeah, mollusk.
A shitty totem.
Just like, come on. But most of the guys here,
Most of the bad guy ones suck.
Yeah. But his staff was decayed by what creeps, what crawls, by what does not. Let all that grows, recede, and rot. He's the only, I believe, staff user that could actually reverse. Well, yeah, he couldn't. Let's see, Kravex could do that, but yeah, he actually had a little verbiage that he would say to get them to go back, but not too bad as far as villains are concerned. Next up is Sindar, voiced by Peter Cullen. I wonder who he is. Animal totem is the gorilla. Staff totem was destruction. By nature's hand, by crafts by art, what once was one, now fly apart. It's always funny. This scene was funny. I was watching this, I'm like,
With the cat, yeah.
yeah, he was destroying everything. He was like, what are you doing? There's a kitty in here. There's a cat in there.
Yeah.
Like, okay. He was compassionate. Right on. But all right, next up we have Kravex, the lunatic, voiced by Chris Latta. Animal totem is the Phylot, which is kind of like a pterodactyl type creature. Staff totem was fear. Oh, mist-filled pits, dark, dank, unclear. Touch all for me with frost-fingered fear. And I love the dude on top of like the weird freaking spider tentacle thing. that was creepy back in the day. I was like, wow, that's yeah. All right, this thing could not get sold at Kmart. $5.97, $4, $3.
Jeez.
Back when all you got to do is just pop that bubble and be gone. Next up is Lexor, voiced by Michael McConaughey. Animal totem is the armadillo, which sucks. Staff totem is invulnerability, but he is a coward, so I guess it works. But he had the best, I think, one of the best staff totems. The arrows turn, the swords rebel, may nothing pierce this mortal shell. And that big dude would come up and
James, you're so poetic with these quotes.
I am. I did some poetry readings in my college days.
Can you do like an old English accent for the next one?
No. Man, just had to. And then we have the vehicle drivers. We have Mordred, voiced by Jonathan Harris. His animal totem was the beetle. He was vehicle totem was flight. He was the driver of the Skyclaw. Wings of steel shall ride the breeze, invade the air, the land, the seas. Cool. This is another one that's pretty easy to come by. This one, on the other hand, is not. Recon, voiced by Roscoe Lee Brown. Animal totem is the lizard. Vehicle totem, magic extractor, which is absolutely hilarious. The dagger is sold. Driver, flay the flesh, lay bare the bone. Upon this field, let grief be sown. Every episode I saw this, because I watched all 13 episodes. I'm like, how many times can the Spectral Knights get caught, get shoved into this machine, get their magical totem taken away, and then have to get back into it? It's just idiotic. But this is the hardest one to find if you're looking for the toys. It's also the most expensive one to find. It can break fairly easily too. So be wary of that. And we never got her for Verolina, voiced by Jennifer Darling. She had this shark totem. If she had a staff, it was going to be disease. Wind of sickness, illness, most vile, strike down my enemy with disease revile.
Oh man, see, that's the one villain that had a cool totem.
Yeah, I know. It was like the best. Yeah. And then he had Merklin. Yeah. Not Merlin, but Merklin.
Merlin, I noticed that too. Yeah.
Voiced by Roscoe Lee Brown. Brownie. Crazy old dude. But never got a figure of him either, which was kind of disappointing. But now we're going to move into things that we're going to hopefully be released. They've got so far as artwork, which a lot of the artwork was done, I believe, by Neil Adams, and Hasbro already had, the molds and all this type of stuff. It's just it got canceled, and you can be the judge whether or not, man, that would have been cool. We should have gotten that, or like, yeah, I'm glad it got canceled. So we'll go through them. Looking at the Spectral Knights first, we have Ramak or whatever. Yeah. And this would have been their carded art. So we got Krager. It comes with this little dude, which is funny. I don't know. It's like a little gremlin, yeah, creature. We have Hydron.
Another dolphin.
A mean dolphin this time. With teeth. Or did someone have a change and decided she didn't want to be female anymore? Ramazan. Interesting. They all have like guns and stuff. Their staffs have turned into shields. Draculen.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I can almost guess what his powers were.
Yeah. Warrior. Croyle. Irock. That looks cool. He does not look anything like that in the toy form. Cabor. And this one is really cool. I wish they would have done this one. Ostion. I think I'm pronouncing that right. He would have had 2 actual chest holograms. Which would have been kind of cool. And he's the driver of the grappler vehicle, which we'll see here in a sec. But here's a playset that got nixed. We would have gotten Iron Mountain, or they were going to call it the Holodrome playset. So we would have potentially gotten a Merklin, but he would have been this like hologram thing. But that looks pretty cool. Good enough, I guess. Some of the little features of it. And then here's some of the unreleased Spectral Knights and Darkling Lords. And I have some up close pictures of them too, but yeah, there's that one. And here's some more of them.
Need somebody to break into Hasbro and steal these for me.
There's a total of 18 characters that were slated to be released.
Wow.
Huh.
New gimmicks, all that type of stuff. So here's Ramazan. Again, they were in their pre-stage, so we don't really get to see the what they would have had as their chest emblem. So it's just the Spectral Knight logo. There's that little gremlin dude with Kragor. It's like Arthur with that crown. He doesn't look like he comes with a helmet either. There's Pyrock. He's baldy. He's a bald-headed dude. Didn't look anything like that picture, but I guess his mask kind of hides that derpy looking face. But Croyle.
That's cool.
Again, it's a molded head, so he doesn't have a mask. Kind of odd. Queer. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Got a cheesy smile. Draculan. I can kind of see why these didn't come out. But it would have been cool, like Cops, we got a lot of the later waves that weren't even, those characters weren't even placed into the cartoon, but we still got the toys. It would have been nice if could have gotten some of these. Brax. Lizar. Face sculpts are not that good. Serrator. Or no, Cyclor. There's Serrator.
Voiced by George Takei.
There you go. Hey, it looks kind of like was it
George Takei.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm thinking the character from Thundercats, Hachiman. No, Hachiman.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like
Yeah,
that.
Hachiman.
Yeah. Ramak. I mean, honestly, I like what the hell. That's just weird putting that on his helmet. I mean, I don't know. Laser Lash, Malator, Slywire. Again, they were going with this new futuristic kind of gimmick with the instead of having the staff, and I don't know if I really like where they're going. These guys were actually in the show. They were in the last episode, I believe, the Sun Imps. So we're looking at Thunderjaw, which was Growl in the show. There's Gorge, Nightmare, Braxis, Misto, and Shaggy. And all they are is just these little pits with these holograms. Not too cool, but there you go. This would have been nice. Some new vehicles. Spectral Knights would have been getting the Airblade, Darkening Lords getting the Battle Axer. They did not come with figures, but still have that hologram gimmick, power and all that. And then we have the Joust and the Crossbow.
No, I have to say I'm not familiar with these toys, but I kind of know the brand a little bit. But like to have these on a shelf right now, I bet they make really great display pieces.
Yeah.
With the holograms and stuff.
But you said
what?
Jane, you said the holograms don't hold up though, right?
You have to be careful. It's like any older line that you collect, Silverhawks or anything. It's just if you really need to go look for one that hasn't really been played with, so you can get that nice, solid hologram. Because sometimes they'll have like sunspots or just deterioration on the actual hologram. So the figure could be perfect, but the hologram is just messed up. But with the figures, you can pop off that hologram. It is removable on the chest, and then you can always get a replacement or find, something that has one and all that.
So
now the vehicles are a little different because they're stickered on and all that.
So there's no reprograms website you can go to get?
Unfortunately, I think they would make a killing. They could figure that out.
Yeah, they would.
But next up, the Darkening Lord's Grappler. This is the one that came with that skeleton dude, even though they have Kravex. He's the one actually supposed to come with this. And then we have the Spectral Knight Sky Bucket. What a great name. It's just a catapult launcher. But he does come, this comes with the driver, Cybron. Who looks like Sneak Peek. And there's a proto of the Sky Bucket. So, all right, that's it for the prototypes and stuff that would have been released. We got our hopes up, knowing that Visionaries was going to be coming out or being re-released or something because Hasbro got the license. But what we found out at San Diego Comic-Con is we got a Mighty Mugs, the Auric. So just a tad bit disappointing. Wish they would have done a bit more.
Yeah.
But this is pretty cool. This was done by, I forgot who it's done by, but this is done by a fan. They took a character and made it into Soundwave. I think that's pretty cool to fit into the Visionary line.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Even did it carded.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I think he was selling them for like $80. I think he made like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's awesome.
And this is something I thought I'd just throw out there. These aren't real. These are fan-based, but missed opportunity by Hasbro to utilize their what do they have? Mega Blocks? What do they have?
Probably.
They did with their G.I. Joe Transformers line. But it would have been cool if they would have done Visionaries. Mask would have been nice, but I really think that Visionaries, holograms, the stickers, and all this would have been a way to bring them. So, but that's it for Visionaries. Short line, not a lot going on with it. But now that we know that Hasbro has it, what do you guys want them to do with it?
Hasbro always had the license. It was their creation.
Yeah.
So they just now they're going to try to reintroduce it into their shared universe. So,
why did it take them so long, do you think?
I don't think they didn't think it was a big, a big following of
yeah.
Compared to the G.I. Joes and the Transformers and the Mask,
Even after all these years.
After all these years, yeah. I guess 30 years is the key year for stuff like this to come on board. I guess
fans have to put in their dues.
I guess.
Hasbro owns all the old Kenner stuff now too, right?
They sure do. That's how they got the Mask, because that was the Kenner brand.
Like, just like, because usually when you do these, you talk about like how to bring them back and stuff. I was just thinking, like, if Hasbro's going to do like Visionaries and they own the Kenner stuff, they should like incorporate Supernaturals into it.
That was Tonka.
That's Tonka, but but Hasbro owns Tonka too now as well. That's how they got the GoBots and everything. But yeah, Supernatural was another thing that I think they want to erase a lot of the stuff as action figures goes from Tonka, because Tonka didn't have a lot of action figures known from GoBots, Supernaturals, and I believe there was another line I can't remember. But like during their time with let's say Tonka had Supernaturals, and then there was the Visionaries at the time, so they try to cross that out as well. With Inhumanoids is also part of that kind of sci-fi super science fiction thing too. With that, what I loved about Visionaries with the holograms, they were really good holograms. They weren't like cheap run-of-the-mill kind of reflector holograms. They had real good three-dimensional depth to them when I looked at them, and and even when I went to see them in the vaults, they look great. So with the technology with that, they could able do something like that, or maybe a light effect with the holograms or foil thing. So I don't know what route they're gonna do with that part there, but there's a lot of routes you can do with it. And I guess during the technology wasn't caught up with the bringing back Visionaries, like the other stuff they're doing right now. With the technology now in place, there could be a lot of ways of doing a hologram type chest plates, shield, or whatever, how they're gonna, or how in a way they're gonna do it now, which I can't really say much on how they're gonna reintroduce Visionaries at this point in time. But it was a short-lived toy line. I think it was very underrated at the time being. I think another influence to it, if Hasbro and Senbo didn't go their separate ways, I think Visionaries would have had a longer longevity. As well with G.I. Joe would have had a longer longevity with their animated series and Transformers and everything like that. Because if you look at Rebirth just got cut off. It wasn't like the ending of Transformers. It was an opening to a new beginning. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, and it just stopped. And that's a lot of things because Marvel was going a different route, and they stopped their animation company with Sunbow to do their own production things. So that was a lot of issues why Sunbow left, or the Hasbro parted ways, because of that. They couldn't get on the same page. So I'm excited what they're gonna do with Visionaries. I think that people got disappointed. They thought they were going to get something more than the Mighty Mugs at Comic-Con this year. Yeah. But we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet to show something else, Just give us some time. Like, look, Mask is just starting to get a little bit of push and leeway. So, like, somebody asked me when the Masters going to be showing their face. I believe around 2017, maybe even 2018. So then you look at that route, look at Visionaries, it'd probably be 2019, 2020.
Oh my God, 20.
Yeah. So, I love the toys. I got the toys crazy cheap at KB myself when they canceled it. When I saw it in clearance, I grabbed them up. I got the vehicles for $5, the Lancer and the other one, the smaller vehicles for they were they were fun, great display pieces. But I got frustrated with my Visionaries because the vehicle I got the bigger ones for Christmas, they broke, and when those things broke, I got fed, and I just said I'm done with them. And especially there was that's it. There was nothing more to coming out with them, so they died quickly in my collection days. I regretted not keeping them to this day because when you're like 10, 11 years old, you're not thinking about longevity on a toy like that. You're waiting for the next best thing. You know what I mean? So so that's how it is. So
Oh yeah.
It was a fun line. I wish it had more. I wish like there was a lot of these toy lines that were great, but I guess sometimes they didn't think further down the line, like Inhumanoids. I hope we could do a Blast in the Past in Humanoids. Because
it's coming.
Because
there's a lot of things coming.
Yeah, that was a great line. My only issue I had with the line there was just too huge of a line. They didn't fit in my collection. But I thought the cartoon was great. I thought some of the toys are great. The vehicles are great, but it was just too big.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, back to Visionaries though, but yeah.
I'm hoping Visionaries we get something, a reintroduction. I don't want it to be hopefully affiliated with Transformers, but like a 6-inch line would be nice.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be cool to have vehicles.
But I'm not too worried about
I don't really care if we do.
Yeah. Because there weren't like many vehicles like there were for G.I. Joe and stuff, so I'm not worried about it either. So I don't think they won't get that many vehicles for it once they reintroduce it. Like I said, my main thing is the new gimmick, how they're gonna work the new gimmick for it.
They need to be a 6-inch line. They have to have the holograms.
Mm-hmm.
They have to come with their animal totem.
Yeah.
Fully posable animal totem.
I agree.
And all that. I mean, that would be brilliant. It would be great to, and this one might be a topic we can discuss now or something, but I really love the fact that we have a masterpiece line for Transformers. We talk about it senseless. That's what everything's about. But it would be great to get or see other properties get to that masterpiece level. You have the Star Wars Black Series, and you got Hot Toys. I don't want to even talk about the Hot Toy stuff. But I'm just talking like normal kind of retail, affordable retail. Let's put it that way. You got the SH Figure Arts, which arguably could be used for Dragon Ball. It could be used for maybe Star Wars. But like Visionaries, Silverhawks, Thundercats is now getting Thundercats Classics, but that line just fizzled away. So we thought we were going to have some type of kind of almost masterpiece line with that. I'm really hoping that that the toy companies out there, I'll be able to have a definitive like, hey, this is the Visionaries equivalent to a masterpiece, or this is their masterpiece line.
I agree 100%, but I know what marketing and sales and the higher ups are gonna say has that line warrant enough to make that, because like G.I. Joe and Transformers, hell yes, Silverhawks I can say because Silverhawks had an extensive line. Even Cops had 2 waves, almost 3 waves, to warrant that. But Visionaries was just 1 wave. Now, if they would do it, and then the ones that they never released, and then they release those guys that was never put out, then I will agree 100%. Yeah, they can do that. I think at the time when they look at these companies, when they do like a classic line or a masterpiece line, does it warrant enough figures to do it? Because if they're gonna do it, they need enough figures to have a nice wave or 2-wave line or a 5-wave line or something like that. You know.
That's true.
Yeah. Because that's why I was so surprised at how Thundercats fucking failed so big like that, because they had a lot of characters and a lot of interesting characters that could be great, you know, for that line, you know, to do it. And Star Wars, the same thing, which so many characters, and now they're introducing new characters in the movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just started watching the Thundercats on Amazon Prime this week, and I forgot how many characters there actually were.
Yeah.
Oh,
Them just started, and then it's just done, you know.
Yeah.
Thundercats almost had for the line that how long it lasted, for a short line, because the He-Man lasted longer than Thundercats in their toy line, but Thundercats had a lot of characters in that short amount of series. A lot, you know.
Well, actually,
Every character that was on the show basically got a toy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really cool.
Exactly, you know. And so that's, and Silverhawks too, you know. Silverhawks had 65 episodes, and they had a lot of interesting characters there too, and they could do a masterpiece line. And even Centurion had a decent amount, and they can do that line too, especially with the new tooling and technology and interchangeable, you know. Because Centurions to me was like the original Hero Masters, and you know, with their customization and everything like that. So they can do it, you know. So, but like Visionaries it's a fine line. It's a very fine line of how they can work that out. And look, that when you even show the extensive guide that the guy did on the what is that? I can't remember the damn the site. But anyway, there was 54 pages for that guide. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the Visionaries.
I know the name, but the crowdfunding project.
Yeah, the Kickstarter.
Kickstarter. Thank you. God damn, my brain. Kickstarter. Yeah, 54 pages of for a guide. You know, well, most lines will be more than that. You know, and so that shows you how short a small that line is. But it's a great line. It was thinking way out of the box, you know, combining sci-fi with medieval, you know, like it was Hasbro's attempt of doing a He-Man, but not really copying off a He-Man, you know?
Yeah.
So I think if they do it and they also release those guys that never was released into that line, it would be great. It would be great.
That's Supernatural because I want those toys.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I don't know.
No, you don't have to spoil it. No. It's all good.
You know, the holograms were great on Supernaturals, don't get me wrong, but the figures were shit. I'm being honest.
Well, the little ones were shit, but the big ones were cool, and the play sets and vehicles were actually really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I like the premise of it, but once you take the armor off the guys, it was just we're holograms, you know. That's all you could do with them. At least the Hasbro, they gave you some posability to these damn things, you know, and holograms, you know. Yeah, and you got more than one hologram. You got your chest hologram, and you got your totem hologram. You just had that one hologram that they had you cover up most of the time with the armor piece, and you lose that armor piece, and that was it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I, you know, there was a good attempt. Tonka had some good attempts, but they just couldn't get the follow through out, you know. And that's why it died early. That's why, you know, Hasbro easily bought them out, you know.
There was a lot of great toy lines back in the day, and I don't want to sound like a broken record all the time, but it's like back then, to a kid now, they would think, oh, we have a slew of toys and stuff. But back then, though, we had variety of toys. You didn't have like the big five things that we have now. We had tons of stuff, but we had the cartoons to back them. Toy lines were about the kids. There was nothing, you know, there were no collectors. If they were closet collectors. It wasn't like it is now. And so we had that variety, and it was great. And, you know, in some ways, I'm always kicking myself like, damn, I had it made. I was just like, shit.
Yeah.
And you don't think about it until it's gone. It's like, oh shit, I totally
Because
just.
again, when you're a kid, you're not thinking that way
Yeah.
of longevity and collection. You know, you just like, oh, this is great. You know, oh, this is new. Oh, this is even greater. You know, chuck it. You know, sell it for some garbage pail kids or trade them off or whatever. You know. So I mean, like my cousin, when he sold me all his vintage Transformers, he wasn't thinking that. He sold me all his Transformers for $100, and I got those vintage ones, and now he's like kicking himself in the ass because of it. You know,
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah, and even back then, I mean, I would take my G.I. Joe stuff and I'll launch them off the deck,
right?
you know,
Blow
in my
them with the
house and just like,
firecracker,
whoa, there it goes, you know, freeze the figures or, you know, do whatever to them. But now, like, I'll see my son playing with his stuff and I'm like, it's that collector in me and like, oh, damn, what are you doing? You're burying him in the dirt and you're putting in the mud and all this stuff. It's like, oh crap, you know. I feel like don't do that because you're gonna regret it. But then I'm like, yeah, fuck it. He's having fun, and that's what I had, and I loved it. So it's like,
yeah, he's gonna learn. He got to learn him his own way. Yeah, like we all learned, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was my blast from the past. It was what's up? Welcome back, Russell. How you doing, man?
Man, Google Hangouts is kicking my ass tonight. Damn.
Hey, do you guys think that, you know, maybe you know, for lack of a better term,
I see that, Brian, I think of Glory Hole, but it's not. It's Glory Lies.
Glory Hole.
You see that sign behind you. So
I did that for
sorry.
you. Yeah, I did that for
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, since you're always talking about the holes in my wall. But I was saying, do you think maybe they should, like, if they're going to kind of kickstart some of this old stuff, if you think about maybe just reaching out to new people, just like they're reaching out to us as new, you know, fans back in the day, like, what do they do now? Like, maybe they should do a video game or something like that to boost interest in it, as opposed to just kind of going off of the legacy, you know, nostalgia, you know, kind of things.
Well, that's one thing I like what Hasbro is doing with IDW with the Revolution line, with the combining like Action Man, ROM, you know, the Micronauts and stuff like that, because that's kind of giving feelers and testing the waters and see how the fans are going to react, and you know, if they warrant, you know, like, because they want to reintroduce the Micronauts, you know. So with that, they can see how that will go, and then we take it further and further. I would say, you know, maybe like a little. Like, for instance, the one thing to do, like Jam said, you know, maybe re-release them on a deep Shop Factory release. Release the DVD set for Visionaries and see how many people buy it. Then maybe do a little comic book mini series, or you know, like how many people bought the Mighty Mugs of Leoric, you know, and
is that still like catering to adult collectors though? I was just wondering, like, reaching out to the kids, like maybe, you know, create a, you know, one of them quick mobile phone games or something like that. I don't know.
Is Hasbro getting back into their animation?
yes, they are, because
so
they bought a new animation. Yeah, they bought a new animation studio with some place in Dublin, Ireland.
Really?
The name of the which the animation studio's name is. I can't remember it right now. But yeah, because they are redoing a new Transformers series and a new G.I. Joe series. Those two guys.
So they could do something that way and just throw it out there. I mean, yes, would it make them money? You don't know. You're just gonna have to take a risk. Right. But I think that there's enough people that would, at least from the nostalgia part of it, would be kind of interested in it, as long as it's not, you know, totally dumbed down to, you know, for kids, like an RID, like it's King Arthur and it's bright and all that. I mean, it's got to be. It doesn't have to be dark like Prime, but that would be nice because that's fitting for the show, what we got back then. But a nice compromise somehow, and then judging from that, they could go into toys, much like they did with Transformers Prime. We got this Prime series. We didn't see toys for a while. Then the toys came, and you know, took off.
I think it's very doable. You never know what they're planning to do with that, because like I said, if they're trying to reintroduce all these characters and have that shared property, shared universe thing, I think that's one of the routes they're gonna have to go.
Yeah, definitely. I guess that's it. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I got about 15 minutes. I usually try and do a 2-hour show. So
I'm trying to think.
anything.
I'll tell you what, guys. You know, the big problem is with us is we were kids. We played with our toys a lot. So, like, even if I had toys from when I was a kid, they'd be trashed right now.
Yeah,
That's true.
that is true.
Hey, James, do you remember when you were talking about how the Silverhawks figures were like, they were like chrome, that like real shiny plastic, and it would chip and stuff, and it would get all scratched up. My Silverhawks were annihilated, man. They were so much. Quicksilver with like the front of his chest, which is all like scratched up and banged up.
See, I was always like a bad whatever the bad guys were in the line, I liked them better. I just always liked the designs more, the colors, the purples and greens and stuff like that. Yeah. So especially my good guy G.I. Joes took a beating because like I was hucking cherry bombs at all my G.I. Joes, and I had all my Cobra shit, but the G.I. Joes,
I had my 22 up there, and I was just going to town.
BB guns, yeah.
Knock them down.
Yeah.
I say in time, like stuff like Silverhawks will definitely be reintroduced because the technology is definitely there. They get better paint, metallic paint on there that's not gonna scratch or rub off so easily like back then, and definitely better posability.
Yeah. A stance.
Nothing more.
Freaking cheerleaders. That's all they were. Pom poms.
Right.
Oh man, that's fun.
The bad guys have more posability. Monstar was awesome, that toy.
Yes, Monstar was great.
Yeah, he was
really good.
Great look, great. All you gotta do is squeeze his legs, head flip, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll see.
But I mean, that was what it was. We had so many good stuff. It's so much good stuff back then, and I'd love to see them bring some of those things back, man. It was great. I mean, toys look fantastic, and sometimes, and today we get some good stuff now too. But I don't know. There's some things that are just amazing. The sculpt work was really good back then. I didn't appreciate it when I was a kid, though. Just didn't appreciate it. Get to now. Because I don't smash him any other stuff, and have He-Man get his ass whipped. I always like to have He-Man get his ass whipped because I was
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because Beastman was a G, and there was no way He-Man was supposed to be beat Beastman. What the hell was that shit?
Right.
Mr. Loincloth.
Those and the Thundercats line, the original line. I mean, I didn't like the toys as much with some of them because they didn't have the great posability, but they were great sculpt figures. I mean, great looking figures, The
features were fun.
The features was definitely fun, with the light up, the ring in the back, the eyes glowing.
Oh yeah,
I loved it. But the size of them and the thing, they were great display pieces when I had a lot of them because I didn't play with them, but they did stay in my shelf for a very long period of time.
But back then we didn't care about posability. We would just
Which is true.
We would just like take it and shake it and be like and slam it into someone else's figure and be like they're fighting and just whoever just falls over is the one who dies, basically.
But with G.I. Joe, I did like the posability.
Yeah. You had to set up those battle scenes and all that.
Well, it was worth it though. Had them laying down dying, or curled over sick and stuff like that.
Oh, man.
I've done some crazy poses with the G.I. Joes.
I would. My dad hated it, but Saturdays usually, or no, it was actually Sundays. He would mow the grass It was during summer. I'd be like, okay, cool. He's mowing the grass, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna, I'd take my Star Wars or I'd take my GI Joes, and I would just kind of follow him, and then I would run in and I'd throw my guys in front of the lawnmower, and I'd just like see battle damage, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it was pretty sadistic, but it was like I just wanted to play, and like, okay, now we have like, Snake Eyes has one arm. He's got battle damage. Like, yeah, you ain't gonna be talking now, you son of a bitch. All this type of stuff. And it's like deal with that and all this other type of stuff. And oh man, this the things
I used to collect like these old plastic bags that my grandmother used to get from the grocery store. Kind of sort of cut them up or leave them folded, and get like strings and stuff, and make
parachutes. Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah. Parachutes for them. Throw them up in the air. A few of them didn't work. Some of them, about 2 or 3, I remember actually did.
Yeah.
If they opened up.
Yeah. And I used to have a lot of broken Joes too. And then my sister, for some reason, she had like these small miniature with her dollhouses, and she had like a hospital set with wheelchairs. So I had my so I took all the wheelchairs and stuff, right, and crutches, and I had my Joes like with would have missing legs because they broke off, or arms, and they were my vet Joes.
the vet hospital. Come on in. That's cool.
The wounded bunch and stuff like that. Because I remember watching. I can't remember how old I was, but Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise, watching that, and so, and my uncles and my aunts were getting so upset because I had one Joe. I think it was Outback, but I painted his beard black with a marker, right? And he was in a wheelchair. And anytime he was around, I was had him talking about Charlie this and Charlie that. Charlie. Charlie's gonna get me. And my uncle was like, "What is wrong with this kid?" Talking about Charlie.
That's cool.
Oh, those are the days.
You didn't make your own shows. You would just unscrew the back.
Oh God, when I found a screwdriver that worked. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Mitch, Max, and Joe's left and right.
Became Frankenstein's, man. This whole bunch of shit.
I made cyborgs with bats and everything. Like my Charlie Joe got his new arm with the robotic arm with the bat.
Charlie Joe.
Oh man, those were the good old days.
Goddamn Charlie.
Oh man. All right, let's see.
Oh man.
Great, man.
Dude,
that was the customizing,
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah. The first customizing we probably would do as kids, find a screwdriver, take it apart, put it back together. It was great.
Let me run through the chat really quick here, guys, and then I think we're gonna quit. Maybe talk afterwards about some secrets. Shh. Let's see. First up, I see Nick. Nick's in the chat.
Hello. Thank you for mentioning me.
Shout out to Nick Brammer. Must be shit piece. KJ Smith, MP Collector, Justin Lynette, Internet Personality. Justin Lynette. Let's see. Sunday Heat, what's up? Cool. Ferguson 19. Realm of Collectors. Turner doesn't want to see shit. Nice. Gen X OG. Lionel Medina. And that's it. So, all right. Back to my screen here. Okay, so we're going to end the show there. I think it was a good show talking about Visionaries, and next Blast from the Past probably won't happen for another week or so. Maybe I'll do something. I don't know. It depends on what I decide to choose and how long it is. Visionaries was a short one, so it was pretty easy. Yeah, but too much time and effort. Inhumanoids is a short one, so I might be able to get that going. Depends on what I have going on for the week, but so definitely we'll see what's up. Maybe I'll do Care Bears. Whiskey fur.
Oh yeah! Don't y'all be laughing at Care Bears.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Care Bear stare.
Yeah! Hell yeah!
Lionheart was my shit, yo. I ain't gonna lie.
I like Swift Our Rabbit. Oh, that one.
Yeah!
Swift Our Rabbit. But yeah, we just lost all our viewers. We'll do some outros and then we'll call it a night. And there you go. So, Mr. Bryant.
What's up, guys? Sorry I'm late, but I wanted to make sure I at least made an appearance for James starts, making me contribute to the PayPal account. So, so yeah, just Brian Brink. You can find me in the Facebook groups.
Yes, and co-host to Figure Banging.
Oh yes. Oh, and so this. Did we do one last week? No, right? So
no, it's this week.
So this week we got one coming up.
Yeah. Awesome.
Fingers crossed.
Cool. Hopefully it's going to be really exciting and good.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm kept in the dark until like the day of. So
that's cool. And
Don't know anything till he says that.
Charles, you're up next. God, you look like Wilson from Home Improvement.
Charles. Oh,
now I can see it.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Optimus4Prez.
Cool. I so want the new boy in the neighborhood. It's Charles. God, I watched that the other day. I'm like, oh my God, we actually bought this. But I didn't mind. There's stuff in old school shows that I'm like, oh man, they're playing with G.I. Joe. Holy crap. Or there's like a Tendril. There's in Buddy's dorm room in the fish tank. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. It's like, oh, that's cool.
yeah, dude. On Alf, I caught little Brian playing with Starcom once. I was like, sweet.
yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Up next is Agent H.
All right, my nerd brethren, you can find me on Instagram under Cool Nerd Daz, and you can find me on Facebook under Darius George, and I'm always working on the Rum Collective site, Facebook page.
Sweet. Up next, the newly clean-shaven masterpiece shit piece.
What's up, y'all? You find me at Nick Brammer on Facebook, Brammer_Nick on Twitter, and Masterpiece Kentucky Klondike Bar on farmersonly.com.
Starring in Cutting Edge Part 4. Awesome. Big Russ. Russell in the house.
Hey guys, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Of course, I like to stir shit up in the RC. And apparently, I like party chain people too on my spare time. So,
Making people cry.
I'm not going to sell you anymore, man. Russell's taking my toy and going elsewhere. What a bastard.
I'll sell it to somebody in Chile and then not have any proof I did.
Oh, this guy is bugging me again. Sorry.
Man. It's all good. All fun.
It's all fun and games until you make that child cry. Oh, I'm going to totally find a child crying meme every time. I'm going to post. That's what happened.
He needs a
Russell has
t-shirt
struck
saying,
again.
he needs a t-shirt saying making children cry since 09.
Making children cry since MP10. Oh, man. That's good.
Oh, man.
Up next,
That's awesome.
Trent's.
I can be found at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Trent Spot.
Sweet. And for me, let's see, Instagram and YouTube is Victory Saber 77. Facebook is right below you. If you want to join, just have a Google Plus account or YouTube account. Click on the link, jump in here. We're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff that we couldn't talk on air, so get some really good inside knowledge. Really quickly, check out the ETR show this Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel, and go to our website, www.realmofcollectors.com, for the Rock Pack. Pre-order yours. If you're going to TFCon, it is a shirt plus goodies. I was allowed to say that. No, I'm just kidding. But it is a really good deal. $30 for a shirt plus a whole shit ton of other stuff. It's really good. As far as other things, if you do pre-order, you get 2 entries into the $100 giveaway to Agabus. Shout out to agabus.com. And if you decide not to pre-order, which I don't know why you would not want to pre-order, you can still buy the shirt, the ROC pack, at the show. Sizes may not be there, but you can still get it there. But you only will have 1 entry, so there's no reason not to pre-order it. I would just do it. But that's all. Said my piece. That's my PSA.
Cool.
Cool. All right. I think that's it.
All right.
All right.
Hey,
I guess I should stop the broadcast. It's been fun, everyone. Thanks for checking us out on YouTube and iTunes and everywhere.
And back to your normal schedule of programming.
Yep. Back to the Pornhub.